She had his body. Feels good to be right. I said it a couple of times. She had his body. Man, it feels good to be right. Hi guys, welcome to Beard's Eye View. It's going to be my spoiler review for episode 5 of WandaVision. Before we begin, don't forget to like and comment down below, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified whenever I do videos. I do them every single week, so make sure you keep a lookout for those. Spoiler warning in effect. Obviously it's going to be spoilers. Check out the episode, then check out this video. Spoilers. Just explosion of stuff that happened in this episode. So many things going on, so many pieces starting to unravel. It's the first episode where we've got the sitcom and the real world stuff going on with S.W.O.R.D. kind of running concurrently together. And I like that. They've kind of hit this really nice balance of the sitcom stuff, the real world stuff, the seriousness, the jokes, everything. They've kind of hit a perfect balance now. And if they keep riding this is going to be one hell of a series. One of the things that I was quite confident with last week was that it's all to do with Wanda. Wanda's doing everything. And although I still think I'm right to a point that she is doing a lot of it and she is controlling a lot of it, it's become quite clear in this episode that maybe she's not fully in control here. Maybe she started quite humbly with this and then someone got involved, probably the Agatha Harkness character. We reckon, maybe that she's kind of pushed it further than Wanda originally meant it to go. Maybe she's got control of Wanda where it's just not as simple as it looks. And it did look quite simple last episode. There was clearly Wanda's just absolutely lost it, and she has. She's lost it. She's grieving like you wouldn't believe. But there is definitely another person at play here. The main point of this episode is Vision slowly coming to terms and realising and deconstructing what is going on around him. He's seeing little hints here and there where he starts and begins to question everything. And that plays out really well in this episode in 3 very specific points. The first one is where Agnes comes in and she there's like a misscript kind of screw up kind of thing. She goes, do you want to take this again? Because Vision's come in and kind of got confused. And then he's questioning it. It's like, no, that was weird. Like, she said to take it again. And this kind of pushes that maybe she is the witch, because she seems perfectly fine with the sitcom situation and everything that's going on. She's not scared or terrified or held captive like the rest of them. She seems to be going, well, this is the world I'm in. I'm going to crack on and, you know what I mean? So that kind of pushes towards that she's not who she seems to be. The next one is when he's at work and an email comes through, because obviously we're now in the 80s. The emails have started to, become a thing. And then he sees his email come through from S.W.O.R.D. about Wanda, about everything that's going on. He used his powers on one of his co-workers, and he blips like kind of back to who he actually is. And he's telling, stop her, which again, very open there. It might be Wanda, it might be Agatha Harkness, or I can't say that bloody thing. So yeah, that's the next one that kind of like makes him realise there is something going wrong here. And the third one is that finally when he gets back home and he gets into a full-on argument with Wanda about what's going on and her powers and everything that's happening. And he's just so confused. It also seems like he doesn't remember anything previously to Westview and everything that's happening right now. So he has no idea what happened in his previous lives and what he was. And she's looking like she's trying to conceal it from him a little bit, that he's dead. Now, we'll get to the final bit of this episode in a minute, but I want to go through a couple of other bits and bobs that I quite liked as well. So yes, I was right. She did have Vision's body, and we actually got some security footage of her breaking into S.W.O.R.D. to steal his body. Now, obviously I love the fact that that's confirmed it for me, and it kind of gives you a little bit more layer and context as well of what's going on with Vision and why he can kind of see what's going on but not really stop it kind of thing. But the thing that was really depressing is that if you actually look at the footage properly, go over it a couple of times and have a look at it really closely, Vision is split up into multiple of pieces. He's got torsos and arms all on different tables, and that's just depressing. The fact that they've just treated him exactly what he is, like a robot, rather than thinking that he might be some sort of human kind of element to him. They just thought, no, he's a robot, so let's just bust him up and try and work on him, and maybe you get hold of his abilities and powers and stuff and use it and weaponize it, which is something that I don't think Vision ever wanted. It was just a really kind of sobering, quick scene, really. The twins play a reasonable part in this, but it's not really... I can't really connect with the characters because they're clearly there as like a plot point at the moment, that we haven't had enough time with them, because, and is there no evidence than that when they keep aging up. they're babies throwing dummies out of their mouth, and the next minute they're little kids and everything, and then the next minute they're like, because they can't have a dog until they're 10 because they put this little dog called Sparky back and everything, they age up to 10 years old. So it's so quick and abrupt that you don't get time to adjust to the characters. So at the moment they kind of are plot points, but no, I like it because it's quite clear and obvious that they are going to be a vital part coming near the end of this season, and that if this Agatha Harkness, ends up being real, and this theory that we've got of her being like the manipulator, or at the very least involved in this, it's pushing towards that she wants them. It's like the kids are important because they become Wiccan and Speed, very powerful mutants in the comics. So there's no reason why that can't happen here. Also, it's kind of left open to interpretation about whether or not these kids actually exist or not, because she's done this certain thing with Vision, and she's kind of willed these kids into existence where they're there in the sitcom, but is that just in her mind and she's just portraying it onto everybody else that they can see them, but in the real life they don't exist? Or she actually generally willed them into existence where that's why Agatha wants them, or somebody wants them. So they use an 80s drone, like all of Monica and all the guys, they all use like this 80s drone, so it doesn't have to change when it goes through. So very, very clever. And they get in there and they see Wanda and her eyes go red, and before you know it they're telling her to take the shot, and it's the other dude in Sword, the main guy, he seems to be adamant that she's a bad guy, so maybe there's something going on with him that we're not too sure about. So there's a miscommunication there that he's basically saying no, she's a terrorist, take her down, but Monica wants to obviously learn more, and this leads to a confrontation with Wanda. She comes out of her little world with the drone, throwing it down, basically threatening her, this is your only warning, stay out of my way, and like basically just leave me alone. And she's basically, look, I won't bother you if you don't bother me, which is a little bit kind of not really fair because she's got all these people under control, so that's not really fair. But she made it abundantly clear when all the guards that are trained on her, basically she gets controls them and trains them all on this other guy before she buggers off back inside her own little world. So she, whether or not she's being controlled, I don't know whether she's generally her. Either way, she is going down a dark path. So yeah, let's get to that final moment because that I just did not see coming at all. So yeah, they've had their argument and they're sitting down, and she's basically saying, I'm not doing everything, I can't control everything, which again leads to the fact that it's not just her, it's someone else doing something as well. Vision doesn't believe her, because he's going on about statistics. He's like, well, it seems that you are controlling everything. And then they're interrupted by a doorbell, to which he's also annoyed because well, you did that, and she's like, no, I didn't. He doesn't believe her, and it's left on a bit of a sour note. They haven't resolved their problem. She goes to answer the door, and you see the grey hair and the back of the head. You're like, oh my god, she's willed Quicksilver back into existence. That was shock enough. And then to get the front thing, and it's Evan Peters, the guy that played Quicksilver in the X-Men universe, has been kind of recast, as Darcy would say, as Pietro, as her brother Quicksilver, and then comes in and just acts it all out and everything, long lost sister, long brother, blah blah blah. And that's how the episode just kind of ends. That's it. I don't know what's going on, but oh my god, it was a shock. Such a massive shock this was, just to cross over those universes in such a way, because we know that we've got the Multiverse of Madness coming up. There's rumours going on with Spider-Man 3 about multiverse type stuff. Is WandaVision our first, dipping our toe into the multiverse, where this is potentially the way they bring X-Men into it? They're not going to recast everybody, they'll just bring the same actors and characters into their universe via Wanda and everything else that they intend to do. And this is our first kind of confirmation of that. I don't know how we're going to go with the next episode and everything. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this goes, but Christ, what a cliffhanger of an ending. Overall, guys, episode 5 I think was definitely the strongest episode of WandaVision so far. It peeled a lot more things away, it gave us a little bit more information here and there. It had some amazing things going on with Vision falling apart at the seams and figuring out what's going on, finding out that she has his body, and oh god, that was so depressing. Finding out that she's losing it but someone else might be in control, and then just the massive cliffhanger of just Quicksilver, the other Quicksilver, popping up at the end. Oh, it's just mind-blowing. Just everything is starting to peel away really, really well, and I'm so enjoying this season. I know it's been a slow burner, and there's been a couple of people that have been out there going, oh, I don't really like it, I'm going to bail. I implore you to go back into it. Just try and get back into it, because Christ, this might be a slow burner, but it's one of the best slow burners ever, because it is really starting to unravel now with so many options and theories and possibilities in the next few episodes. It's just, Oh, what an episode. Incredible. So that's what I thought of episode 5 of WandaVision. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. If you want to find me on social media, any of these, all links in the description, and I'll see you soon.